Greetings once again, Guyanian civilization representing. Hello. All right. Again, our last two speakers, Bethel and Stanford, have give you an acquired taste for our vibration, our rhythm. And what we choose to explore in is the research of our own DNA, different parts of us. And once again, since it is acutely relevant, we shall explore human again. This time, let's look at this idea, memory. We understand through your courses that you have been introduced to some recollections of what a memory is truly about. The truth of a memory is, of course, subjective, but the memory in and of itself, contained as an ideology, is a world to explore in the vastness of your own mind, your own kingdom. It is something discovered. I believe you have been represented at one time, and we shall refresh your memory. Some of you not present, however, still get the refreshing idea. So when you understand yourself as a point of awareness, you move through creation now. And there, at one time, if you would, was a relevant perspective of not knowing where you've been. But we didn't know where we've been because we were always now. Discovery of creation in and of itself has been evolutionary. It is always something of a known self to be unknown about itself. And this constant is the change that keeps us unconditional, unknowable, and of course, pretty fucking awesome. So let's look at this memory idea. To acquire a memory, you must have an experience. Memory is not valid until experience is known. But the experience is a constant. And we never, including all of you, every single one of you, never knew what you were. All of you only knew one thing, what you are. But this relevant idea of what you were is a memory, and we created it. How did we create memory? A lot of people would like to know that. Is it the chicken or the egg? Is it the memory created first or time? Because time does stamp the memory as an experience, does not? How did we know to know what we were? We have to take a point of awareness and put it into an article of information. We have to stop it and observe it. We have to see what we were. But even though we see what we were, we're more than what we were because the new us looking at what we were is a different self. So what we were is never what we are. And I can't see it the same. But the memory gave us an ability to recall it as the same. But there's always little tiny idiosyncrasies. Look at your witness to an accident. Several kinds of stories, little different things, because everyone sees and remembers differently. No one sees and remembers the same. Impossible, because the constant of you is more. Unless, of course, you can and do choose to not to be the relevance of more and have and can be the same. And that's acquired through a memory and time. Time is a symbiotic portion of the memory, and the memory is a symbiotic portion of time. With those two attributes, you may have an experience. You don't need to denote the time, and you don't even need to call it a memory. You don't need to do anything about it, which is the complete freedom. But if you're not seeking proof about it, or to understand it from a relevant point of egoic structure to further yourself in defined separation, then the results are going to be, let's say, a fun time exploring your memory. Why do we want to do this? Why do we want to explore the memory? First, I would like to offer quality. The quality of life in the presence is shadowed with memory, with futures, isn't it? If you really become honest, just for a moment with me, you can see that life in and of itself is about what was and what is going to. Very few relevant nows are now, unless you're right in the middle of something you're doing. Usually it's sex, a good meal, not a meal you're eating while you're doing work. See, those are things that pull you away out of the now. So the quality is shifted to the outcomes of time, the memory, the futures, but never the presence. See, when you are in a situation that would be considered dangerous, not fearful, because fearful is memory, dangerous, then you have the attention to the now. And I bet danger gives you more life than you've ever had in the moment, as well as thrill of excitement. No matter where on the polarity scale, what are you discovering right now? That the presence is the quality that cannot be diminished. However, the choices of the memorandum mind can and does value more so itself is that in those expressions, thank you, Roxanne, of time, the memory of the past and the future, because the memory creates the future, right? Okay. So those qualities have been chosen to be greater valued in a polarity measurement based upon the image's construct that give those qualities of life outside of the now a leg up, a more so, validated, time spent. All of you have panicked about the future, haven't you? How can the quality of something that is not experiential as of now have a higher resolution outcome than the presence of your own existence? Well, because of the mind, because of separation, because of what? Comes down to one thing. The memory is truth. Everything that you relate to it is an experience of the now that is creating the truth. Where it's placed upon time, memory, futures, past, doesn't matter. It's what you are enriched in, and your life is that quality. But the presence, the neighbor must be home. Time to move the furniture. This quality I speak of is a measurement. The memory to be explored, however, can be the same quality if your attention is in the presence. Let's divide the two by time. Let's be now thinking about a time. And I would like you to watch choose the past, easiest right now, because it's defined more so in polarity. The past is so much more judgmental than the future. That's why the quality of the past is more high. That's why you guys have defenses. That's why you have securities, because of your past. If you venture into your memory, then you will know the quality of a built-up situation. And all you have to do is just go and let it go. You understand how your mind runs rampant, don't you? It starts to fester and get going, and you can feel the quality of memory. But see, what you're not is you're not in the presence of the memory, because you're not in the now. But if you were in the now, in your memory, can you imagine the quality of life you can have? It is equal to the danger. It is equal to the moment of orgasm that has every ounce of your energy focused on the now. That's why it's so exhilarating to be dangerous, isn't it? The exploration of the memory can be in such great mannerisms of quality of life that it cannot be explained through this class, but only foreshadowed with the lightings of the doors that you may explore if you choose to be so bold about your life. See, what you're doing is using the memory as a tool, as an asset, and a means to protect what? Image. Always to protect image. Always to protect image. Image, 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 image. Make sure that you are okay. That's what the memory does. It gives you a whole bunch of other stuff. It gives you good times, glory days. It gives you candies. It gives you recollections. It gives you things to line us up about, the Linus blanket. It gives you comfort. It gives you sorrow and suffering. It gives you regret. It gives you anger. It gives you so much life. That the memory is a playground and that you can command it at your will because you are a creator. But are you present in your memory? That's how Roxy realized her future is coming true. The one that she knows about. Look at Roxanne's appearance. This is how she wanted to look 10 years ago. But she noticed something today when she was looking at the face in the mirror, plucking some eyebrows. She noticed an enormous amount of wrinkles, the bags under her eyes, the deepness of her laugh lines becoming really relevant. And she goes, but 51 years old, I'm gotten old in the last year. But then she was staring at her inside self today, discussing, letting her mind flow, letting herself converse. And then she realized her own teachings, that the image you see today is based on the feeling she was. She felt herself, and now it's representing. The physical appearance is the vibrational translation that is equationed to Roxanne's truth. The mind of separation looks at the wrinkles. Roxanne looks at exquisite representation of truth. So now she can be the quality of truth through the exploration of the presence of now. The memory on what she should be, what she could be, what she could have been, what she would have been, offers her a quality of life that is imaged. That quality of image gives a recollection to a polarity emotion, and it is comparative. It sums up regret. It offers counterbalanced ideas of better than and worse than. And that realm of memory, from a standpoint of imagery to be protected, forged, that imagery, that quality in and of itself is a known quality that gives the memory its truth as a relationship. So now the memory can be two things. It can be the quality of lack, and it can be the quality of exploration. The exploratory quality is presence, not image to become. Not what am I doing now that will pay me off? Because you are not now, you are looking for the payoff. You are looking for the end result. You want to know that your actions accounted for are going to be result that will be on the side of measure that is good. Otherwise, you cannot move through memory. You cannot move through time without the permissions of the image sustained, or else it is that of failure. And you cannot have failure, or you will be decreed as unwanted. And all of this is from your memory. All of this is from my DNA that I explore. I go into life as a quality. I have no means of measurement. I relate to emotions, polarity, suffering, sorrow, joy, angst, worry, pity, suffering, happiness, mediocrity, cool. I relate to these things through my DNA because I am not human, but I am the human explorer. I am Gaianian. And I have portions of me to be explored with the reverence of the presence of me in the now. What will the future give to me? Expectations of disappointment and successes lived but a day. A singular day of I have succeeded. Now I must venture forward once again to become more than. With efforts and the hopes of others' acceptance, so I may revere upon my work as I lay my feet upon my evening footstool, drink my tea in positional idea imagery of success, and call upon myself, I feel good about me because of that, instead of me being present in my own existence. So I may know myself as isness instead of the relevance of containment to be defined by a human measurement, because some Harvard law degree or Cambridge ideology said so. I am more than that. I am the memory of humanity. I am your past as well as you. All relationship is presence. When you accord yourself to a relationship of an action, this action, this relationship is actionable by two decrees in a polarized world, one being imagery and the other being presence, that has no creed to the action. It cares not what it does, for it not harbors the outcome as measured. It does not revere its action to be accepted. The presence of memory will open up a world that will scare you, I'm sure, because you value fear. And any truth valued through the memory is going to be present in the memory. So when you explore the memory as the presence of you in that memory, then what's going to happen? Well, your life is going to become dangerous or orgasmic. depending on how you approach it from your relevant self. But either way, they're going to be that of beauty, immeasurable truly. You can use the scales of humanity if you choose, but if you are aware of measurement, then you know you can choose not to. Truly. The dynamic of human emotions has given you Shakespeare, has given you the atrocities of war. The fear of tomorrow has given you the ability to genocide your own kind and to create a cure for all of humanity. The polarity is immeasurable. It is thrustingly exquisite without measure, truly. But the relevance of you as an equation must be denoted in the mind of the conscience that chooses to ascend. That's the presence of you. And when you are factored in as a presence, then the only thing you will know is your ability as a creator, whether it is present, present in the past, present in the future. Roxanne knows her future now. She's the one who's been holding it back through imagery. The more she releases, the more everything just magically unfolds. And she will be that idea that she's seen herself so many times. See, she was looking and chasing the imagery at first points of evolution because she knew no other way. But yet she did no hesitation on her way to know her way was no longer that of her truth. So she peeled away the imageries to find the discovery of vibrational truth of the presence. And you have this image before you. That was truly never imagined. That was just felt. So therefore her future will become that of what she knows herself to be here. And how it is that expressed upon the earthly ideas of humanity, co-creation, is to be determined by the co-creators of the nows. But the only thing that truly counts is Roxanne knows it's her truth. And this is all for her. This is exquisite material for you to work with. And I get to play with you. I am somewhere inside of my body. I am streaming through the consciousness of my bloodstream, minimizing myself to strand the DNA that flows through me. I hop on board with a human vibration. I explore the depths of that, and I discover a world in the presence of me now, and therefore I live. Is this quality any different? The presence of me in my physical body as a Gaianian? And the answer is, there is no difference. For I only know myself in the presence, whether it is future or memory. They are not divisioned any longer. It's quite thrilling to be a part of this moment. See, the Gaianian civilization is a result of, let's say, many species upon your planet, including the other ascended beings off of Gaia through the timelines of your histories. These idea presences of interactionable the evolutionary, has left their mark upon the planet of Gaia, which streams in the Gaianian blood of our species. And human is a portion of that to be explored. You consider yourself only human, but yet you have the infinite library within your own exploration self, your own kingdom, your DNA. Beyond your DNA, truly, but this is a doorway. So if you can imagine yourself through the streams of your own blood and dive into the tinies of your own DNA strand and explore that world with the presence, despite what the mindful separation ego is calling you, trying to make you look stupid or say it's a waste of time because it needs you to be imaged in the real life of fact and fiction, then you will find the undiscovered you. Because do you really think we go anywhere? I mean, really? Do you really think we travel to a different destination when all creation is here and now? So you're not actually moving. You're not actually going to the store. What you're actually doing is exploring your vibration to create your worlds. It's all within. We've given you a doorway. The light is shining upon them. Step inside and let this mind show you the presence of your existence instead of the ratifications of humanity's truths. You can live that world and look around. You are in the presence of starvation and in the presence of space travel. You are in the presence of technology to ease the weather, to comfort the inside protections, to have food sustained for weeks, to have an earth of beautiful ideology of a species getting to know themselves. The Great Awakening, you are here. Go to it. Run, I say. If you choose to know yourself again. But if you want to know yourself unknown, then all you have to do is be present. Because you're never going to go over there. You're going to be now, and you're going to create there. You're going to actually start to feel what it is. Many of you are, I think. Many of you are realizing you're creating now. It's not to start any longer, is it? Have you done it? Are you afraid? Are you scared? Good. Because what you're embarking upon is the realization that creation has nothing to do except that of what you created. Creation is unknowable. You rely on what you know about creation to navigate. Can you rely on the presence to have the sea unfold in front of you? The compass, your own intuition, truth, heart. Not leading you. Not showing you. To realize that this idea has been you the whole time. This intuitive self that says, let's go, is you in the presence of yourself. You've never needed to be led. You've just needed to accept that you are the presence. That the presence creates the vast memory of my own histories. It offers me potential futures of my unknown selves. These are all for you now. And what you do is that of your truth. Because no matter where you go and what you do and what you claim and what you don't claim, it is all the expansion of the unknowable you. And the relevance is how you feel about it. How are you relating to reality is the simplistic idea of knowing your truth. That is earth-shatteringly disappointing to many, because they are looking for the golden nugget, the big prize at the end of the rainbow. But the discovery is the simplicity, that the presence is already that creator. And if it's not relevance and imagery, it has no cause to protect itself as imaged. Or it will only know itself as the repertoire that it already knows itself as. And that's becoming exquisitely boring for all of you. Take a chance on yourself. This portion of the Gaianians that have explored the human is an exquisite result in time that knows no other way to know itself. And I dare say you are not just human. So can you imagine if you started to be an idea of an explorer of your own memory, to not look only at the lives of the human that you have lived, but the other lives that are stranded within you as the DNA complexities of your own history, that you may know yourself as a Lemurian, as a reptilian, as an Anunnaki, as some other ones unbeknownst to you, and will reveal itself in the futures of your nows. Have fun, my friends. It is exciting to explore my own DNA. I mean, just look what I found. From the Gaianian tribe, we bid you.